All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Market Prep. I hope you're having an amazing morning. Hopefully, you guys had an incredible day yesterday. Good morning, John. How are you doing today, my friend?
What's up, Carlos? I'm good. I'm happy it's Friday. Ready to end this week.
Me too. Oh, yeah. I was ready to end the week once it started, man. I've been feeling like crap, but much better today, but still, man, still not there. But yeah, so happy it's Friday, guys. Happy Friday to everybody out there. But nevertheless, it's been an exciting trading week. I have not traded at all this week, but it's been good. Like you look at the moves, you look at Tesla yesterday, you look at MSTR with the sell-off, American Airlines. You guys saw that. Yesterday took off from 16 to 17. I mean, we are getting some really great moves here. So it's been a great week for intraday traders, and hopefully you guys are taking advantage of that. So before we jump into the gappers list, which is massive, by the way, if you just take a quick look at this, look at the gap up. Everything is on morning. Even GameStop's making an appearance. My good buddy Bob is down there as well, gapping up today. So we will see what's happening there. But before we do that, John, let's go to the U.S. economic calendar.
Yeah, let's check out what's going on today. So Friday, what are we, December 6th? Oh, it's Pearl Harbor Day? Is that tomorrow? No, it's my friend Mike's birthday. I always get the two confused. Happy birthday, Mike. All right. Geez, what do we got? Unemployment, it came out at 8:30. I don't have a number on that yet. I'll have to pull those up. So we should be seeing some movement from that. So that's a big one. Let me see if I can go find that, Carlos. Give me 1 minute.
Yep, no worries, man. I'm here hearing the neighbor's dog is having some kind of attack or something. But yeah, while you look that up, man, we'll take a look at the gap up list here. We have again just a ton in the gap up side, and the downside not that much this morning. Looks pretty quiet. It's being led by a bunch of low flows, so 267,000. 2 million, 15 million there as far as the flow. So pretty low floats on the gap downside of things. Other than that, everything is just in the green this morning. So looking forward to diving into some of that today.
So it looks like payrolls rose. That's hard to say. Payrolls rose 227,000, but unemployed workers down 355,000 to 1.61 million. But more importantly, what did the market like it or not? It looked like it did. So yeah, we got a bit of a boost there. So that's over. Then later in the day, what do we got coming up? Is there anything that's going to surprise us as we're trading it this morning? There is a Fed speaker at 9:15. I wouldn't expect much from that. Consumer sentiment comes out at 10 a.m. So just remember that. And then there's some other Fed speakers throughout the day. So something I often forget because I'm usually trading around 10 o'clock, and sometimes I'm about to get in a trade right at like 9:58, 9:59. And then things are looking good, and then my trade goes all wonky. And sometimes that's because that 10 o'clock date is coming out. So don't forget that's happening.
Yep, absolutely. All right, friends, let's take a look here. Let's start with the first one on our gap up list this morning, ASAN. So this one on the gap up, ASAN. I don't think we ever seen this ticker before. ASAN. Asana. Oh yeah, we have seen this before. Asana, yeah, up 25%, almost 650 this morning, John. So looking pretty active today.
Yeah, they had earnings. They were expecting a loss of 2 cents per share, or excuse me, 7 cents, and they lost 2. So it's a beat, losing money, but it's a beat. And I think they beat on earnings too. So yeah, they're getting a boost here. Some good data coming out for their earnings numbers.
Yeah, I do see that. So that's looking nice. How well they trade, I'm not sure. Again, we've seen them before. They're not great. I do love this gap up that we're seeing though. So I'm going to put on a secondary now. This list is long, so I want to see what else is on here before I commit to a main one of the main list. Intraday actually looks great, up 25%, 627,000. Let's see where it goes. So I'll keep it on here, and volume keeps climbing. So let's see where that ends in a couple of minutes. Here's Docu is next on the list. So Docu this morning, we are up 15% right now, 253,000. Let's take a look at the daily as well. So daily, again, nice move up today. Not one that trades very well, but man, when you have something gapping up so big like this, it makes it very interesting to look at and hopefully get an opportunity out of this one. So, John, what's the deal with? Is it earnings as well? I see a nice pop after hours last night.
Yeah, yeah. They had earnings, reported earnings of 98 cents per share. I think the estimate was something like 87. Revenue 754 million, 743 was the estimate. And yeah, they're doing well. It's good news for Docu. I actually traded this after hours yesterday, and I thought I made like $300, and then I realized that was on my sim account. So I made nothing, but it felt
Oh
good
no way!
for yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
man, yeah, that has happened to me before, but
yeah.
it sucks.
I was
It
messing with some
sucks.
things late in the day and testing some things out, and I had it on the wrong account. But hey, I traded it well. It just it wasn't real. I was really
Yeah,
happy.
yeah. This trading has a funny sense of humor, because that only happens on winning trades. Like, why can my
Yeah.
Luke? Why can that mistake happen on my
Right. Yeah,
losing
yeah.
trades? Right? It only
Can you
happens on
imagine?
the
Yeah,
winning
if
trades.
I
It's
lost a
funny.
bunch of money and then looked over and realized it was fake, that would have been so happy. Yeah, but no, yeah, it's always the
Yeah,
winners.
yeah. Yep, it's always the winners. That did happen to me once on a losing trade. And I was very happy, but one and done. Never has happened before. All right, let's take a look at the next one here. GTLB. As far as Docu, I mean, I love the gap up. I know the price action is going to be suspect on this one. We'll put it on the secondary for now. We'll come back to it. GTLB. So this is GitLab. Another one gapping up pretty good. Say almost 13%, 203,000 shares traded. This one doesn't trade well at all. Very light volume. Again, beautiful gap up today. But I'm not inclined to have it on my list because I don't think it's going to trade well when the market opens. Your thoughts on this one, and what's driving it today?
They had earnings that pretty much came in line, but they did announce a new CEO. So um, that's always big news. New leader in charge, so that's probably pushing some of this.
Yeah. Yeah, especially if Delon's been doing a bad job, or if the person coming in has a good record that's going to help them. So uh, I'm not going to watch them again. I just think they're not a great intraday trading ticker. I think the price actually could be a little funky. Heading on down to NNOX is next on the list, and again, we're not going to go through all this. I'm going to look probably the first top 5 or so. Then we'll hop around because this list is massive, and there's some good names I want to get to. We got PRTR, we got Bible, we got Lunar. We got Tesla, Rivian, a couple of crypto tickers in here as well. So I want to take a look at those. So NNOX this morning, we are up 6.7, a little messy in the pre-market action, up and down at the moment, 618,000. Big sell-off day yesterday after a nice gap up to 7, hit 780, and then slammed back down to 620. We do have shares for sure. It's not a low flow stock. This is sitting, if I look at it, a 55 million, just lower price and barely any shares for sure. So again, a lot of stuff that I don't like personally for stock if I'm going to watch it. But John, what's driving this, if anything?
I call these ripple stocks, and we have a few of these today because they're stocks that are having it's a second day play. The news was yesterday, and the news yesterday was the FDA approving some kind of device for them, which is always big news for that kind of company. But it's like throwing a rock into a pond, right? You throw a rock in a pond, you get a big splash, and then the ripples continue for a little while after until it goes away. And that's what NNOX is doing today, in my opinion.
Yep. I see that. So again, I don't like it. We'll move on to SoundHound on the list here. So SoundHound, at the moment, we got 15 million shares traded this morning, and we are up 6.8 right now. Big day yesterday, and that's looking to continue. This thing was up, up 6.5. This thing was up even higher at 1560. So very active. John, what's driving this today, man? It looks like the fun started yesterday with
Yeah,
195 million shares traded yesterday.
another Rippler. Yeah. So I missed the news on this. I wasn't paying attention to this yesterday, and I went to look and see why it was moving. And I believe this is the news I found. they announced a press release announcing its AI smart ordering service had gone live at Torchy Tacos. Can anyone confirm in the chat, is that what moved this thing yesterday? Seems like a very big
What went
move.
live? Say what is that? What went live?
They have an AI smart ordering service, for ordering food using AI, and it went live at, and I've never even heard of this place, Torchy's Tacos. Who's got a Torchy's Tacos?
Never heard of that
What are
place.
those? Me neither. Must not be up in the Northeast where you and I are. Houston, Texas. Okay,
Yeah,
it's a
yeah.
Texas thing. So I don't know if that's
Okay.
what moved it yesterday, but in any case, this is another rippling day two stock. Could be good. People love Soundhound. It's a good day
Gotcha.
trading stock.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we've seen this before, but man, what a move! We're definitely getting some action. I think it's worth looking at it, whether this thing is gonna pan out or not. The volume is here, the gap up is here. Wow, yeah. Let's take a look at it on the secondary. I might move this up. I'm just not too sure on how well it's going to trade after the market open. We do have shifts for short though, so if this is an overreaction, we can go short very easily. There's plenty of inventory with Interactive Brokers. So yeah, I'm gonna move it to
Oh,
main. I want to watch this closely.
Marcin in YouTube just mentioned it has a 25% short float, or maybe it did yesterday before a lot of them covered. But that can make things very exciting too. We all know that, right? So
Yeah,
yeah.
that could be the reason for that aggressive move yesterday. People bailing out because man, this hasn't been here. I mean, it broke through a big resistance area. Like if you look at this is March, right on here was about 10. That's the last time it was here. So I'm sure a lot of people that thought this thing was going to fail got short. Well, it came right to that day before, and yesterday blew right by that. So yeah, I'm sure that 25%. Some people are out of that in a hurry. They're still in it. They could be hurting pretty bad right now. As this thing continues higher, up 8.3 and tons of volume. So it might not be done. Might not be done. I'm gonna put it on my main list. We'll take a very close look at that in a second here. ACHR is the next on here. And this one, excuse me, this one here is Archer Aviation. We've seen it before. It is up 8%, 1.5 million shares traded. I had it on my list before. I don't think I ever traded it as much. I'm sorry, John. Any news on this?
The news I saw is that Archer Aviation is up thanks to expectations that Stellantis will remain a significant partner despite the recently announced departure of the automaker's CEO. My camera's getting worse here. So that's good. Yeah. So I know the Stellantis CEO was being swapped out, and if there was a fear that they were going to lose that kind of partnership with that big of a company, that would be big news that they're going to keep it. So that's good for Archer.
That's pretty good news. So for them, I'm gonna put in a secondary. I like the stock. I've seen it plenty of times. It's got the volume up 7.7. But I want to see what this list has to offer here. All right, I'm gonna stop here. This list is massive. We got Piton, we got Rocket Lab again on here. We got a bunch. So let's hop around a little bit, take some of the big names, and then we'll head on off to you. John, to see what you have on deck. So I see Baba on here, which caught my attention because we haven't seen Baba in play in some time. So we're gonna look at Baba and see what's driving it today. BABA, and all right. So okay, it's not that great. We're up 2.4. Live volume only 424,000. So again, not a big move right now. I do like that. Again, it's been red, and finally a gap up here. So that makes it slightly interesting, but I don't think it's enough to put it on our list. I think we need more out of it. Maybe a weak secondary. It might not even stay there. I'm gonna keep it off. We'll come back to it. Hopping around here, of course, we gotta look at Tesla as SMCI. It's one of my favorite tickers to look at. So here's Tesla right now, man. This is looking good. Good day, great day yesterday. 360 to 370, 375 as the high. Today we're up 2.2, and volume is great, 2.8 million. So how can we not watch this one as it continues to break higher? So Tesla definitely in play today. I'm going to add that to the list. John, I'm not sure if there's any news or just overall Tesla doing Tesla things here. Anything specific?
No, but look at that daily chart. If you look yesterday, Tesla was trying to break basically out of 360 over 360. It had done it technically. It hit 361.50 thereabouts. But there were 4, 5 days where it banged up on that level, and now it's through. And when stocks break out, they start breaking out. So Tesla is going to be fun today.
Yeah, yeah, I think it'll be good one today to watch as well. So we'll put it on there. All right, and then down the list, SMCI, as you know, has been one of our favorites. So we'll take a look at that one. SMCI today, up 2.1. Pre-market action is not all that great at the moment. We do have 1.7 million shares traded. Yesterday was okay. It was not a great day at all. I mean, you can see how choppy it is. Had a great pre-market activity. But look at the chop here yesterday. So finally, this settled down around 10:30, had a nice drop, recovered back to the view up. But outside of that, it was a choppy day. Almost every candle is just kind of overlapping the previous one, and it's very difficult to trade like that. This morning doesn't look great, so I won't add it to my main list. Maybe a secondary. I think there could be some kind of breakout here, up or down eventually, as we kind of keep making the range tighter and tighter. So hopefully that can create some kind of explosion, either up or down for us, but might not be today. Especially Friday is a little bit tougher to get things going with a lot of momentum. But we'll put it on the secondary list. One of my favorite stocks to have on deck. Again, it trades better than not. John, as far as SMCI for you, is that one of the stuff that's on your list? What's your thoughts on it?
Lately, it is. Yeah, I've got like a top 12 list on my left monitor that I watch, right at the open, and I actually used to usually have Baba in that slot, but I actually don't trade Baba very much. It's kind of a placeholder. So I've moved SMCI there recently. Yeah, I like it. I tend to actually like to trade more expensive stocks, and I do better with those. But yeah, I like SMCI right now, so I will be watching that and looking at my top 12. It's one of the most gapped up, so that makes it good for me.
Yeah, yeah, I like it today. Again, was not great yesterday, but we've seen so many great days out of SMCI. It's worth having a look here. All right, okay, let's stop here. John, anything you like on the gap up that maybe we didn't cover, or any major earnings that we need to consider here?
Let's see. No, I think from the stocks I saw gapping up, we covered the ones that were interesting to me. There were others. The news was either kind of weak or it's just not a great day trading stock like Petco or something like that. But I'll be watching. I mean, right now the crypto stuff is always interesting with Bitcoin. Having surpassed the $100,000 level, now falling back below it, but it's clearly in play now, and it makes coin interesting and MSTR. I'm not as big a fan of trading Mara, but that's something to watch as well. But I like Nvidia. Nvidia made a good run yesterday, or not yesterday, 2 days ago, and I feel like it's fighting for higher levels. And Amazon actually is. Nathan was calling it the sleeper stock lately, and I kind of agree with him. There's this. It's not getting high R-vol or anything, but it's doing these sleepy moves if you're paying attention. And if you're looking for breakouts like I am, it's actually been doing okay in that regard.
Yeah, yeah, I do see that. Yesterday actually was pretty nice. A couple of breakouts here, throughout the day. So yeah, look at the daily too, man. This thing has been rocking. So Amazon looks nice. Just got to be patient. It's not going to give you a great pre-market action, but it can trade very well. So Amazon, we'll add Amazon here to the list as well. Amazon is good. And then let's take a look at our gap down list, guys. So on the gap down today, we have the first one, ORIS is leading the way here. So the first three, if you look at this list, first three, all low flows, 263,000, 2 million, and then Tara is at 15 million shares flow. So very low flow stock. Again, not much on this gap down list, so I don't expect to get anything from here. ORIS, if we look at this one, oh, this is roll the truck on this bad boy. This is hot garbage. What what happened? Yeah, is this real? Is this real
I
life?
couldn't I couldn't I couldn't find news on this stock. I don't know what I doubt those wicks are real, but I
Yeah,
don't know why it's moving.
Oriental Rice Holding. Yeah, that is a recipe for blowing up your account right here. All right, so we'll leave that alone. This doesn't make any sense to me. BTCT. If we take a look at this one, another low flow. This is 2 million now, and this one here again, not much. I don't know what this volume is. 700,000. Okay, I do see some pre-market activity. Um, but again, there's so many other great tickers to look at if you want to trade this sector. BTCT, is this, it says educational service, but is this like Bitcoin? I thought it was Bitcoin or something.
It's a
BTC Digital.
blockchain technology company. Blockchain technology company, whatever you want to,
Okay.
whatever that means in your head.
Yeah, I don't even
But
know
they
what that
did
means. I
some
mean,
news.
are you?
They announced they announced the pricing of a commitment to public offering with gross proceeds to the company expected to be approximately 20 million after fees
Hmm.
or before fees. So they're a little bit of news, but it looks garbagey, man.
Yeah, this
don't think I'll
this
be
is
trading that.
horrible. Yeah, yeah. Another truck for you, my friend. Uh Inventory for sure is only 500, 500, like 500. So that's not gonna be there for long. Yeah, let's move on. Next one, next low flow, TARA. This one this morning, big gap up. Yesterday sold everything off, gave it all back down to 6. And then today we're getting a slight gap. Actually, no, we're still gapping down. We're getting gap down again. A nice bounce from the pre-market lows at the moment, right? So we're down 8.3, 730,000. But I think the fund might be over on this one, so I don't trust it. And also the float is very low, 15 million, and you don't have no inventory to short on this one. So again, John, not sure if you looked up at the news on this one. What gapped it up so much yesterday? I mean, was a nice gap up that failed.
The company revealed results from its ongoing phase 2 open label advanced 2 trial. So, they released their own results. They obviously were good yesterday, right? But yeah, it's not holding.
Yeah, that definitely an overreaction, and you're seeing the effects of it now. So I want no parts of that. The fun could be over. Take a look at the last one here. Is going to be PAF. Excuse me, friends. I got to keep muting to cough here. PAF, it is down 3.6 of 566,000 shares traded. We've seen this UI PAF before. I have never traded, never been on my list really. I don't think it trades for real. I think the intraday action is horrible on it. John, anything to add to this thing?
Yeah, I didn't see this one, so I'm just pulling it up now. It says UiPath shares fell on Friday's pre-market after the company, backed by Kathy Wood's ARK Innovation Fund, disappointed investors by leaving its fourth quarter guidance unchanged. So maybe people were expecting a guidance boost, and they're not getting it. So now it's down.
Yeah, that's not gonna work. All right, so again, I think it's a horrible take. All right, so the gap down completely failed. There's nothing to see there. I saw Amazon popped up here once or twice in the gap down. Why did it do that? Let's go take a look. Yeah, okay, so maybe that was just a mistake. All right, so there it is. Amazon's actually in the green. All right, let's take a look at what you like as far as gapping down, John. Anything on deck or any tickers you like this morning?
I like all the gapping up stuff, to be honest, Carlos. And I'm looking. I've got a pretty extensive watch list beyond the top 12 I like. Then I have an additional 20 or 30 stocks, and not many red stocks, to be honest with you. And the ones that are red are nearly flat. The lowest is TSM, which is down about 1%, and
Yeah.
that's it. Broadcom's down 0.5%, but things are kind of looking rosy this morning. I had a lot of green and not, and if anything is red, it's not that red. So, hey, I like the
Yeah.
long breakouts anyway, so I'm looking for all the green ones. I tend to ignore stuff that's gapping down.
Yep, agreed. All right, let's take a look at some tickets from our chats. And yeah, friends, I do see your message. I'm not too active today on the YouTube because I'm just not feeling too hot at the moment. But usually I'm saying good morning to all you guys. So I'll just tell you now, good morning. And I do see your tickers, and if you're tagging me, I'm seeing it as well. I just don't have the energy to type back like I normally do. Let's take a look at some tickers, starting with Uber. You guys are blowing up Uber, so I'm expecting something really good here. Let's take a look. Uber, ooh. What happened? What fell apart yesterday? So nice sell off. So the action started yesterday, obviously, right out of the gates. This thing dropped from 72 down to 64. That's a big no good action there. John? Again, I have not been around pretty much after pre market show. What's going on? What's happening with Uber?
I see one article here. It says did Lyft have a bad day too, out of curiosity? Because this says
Yeah,
Uber
people are
and Lyft
saying Lyft
fall.
as well. Yeah,
Yeah, so Uber and Lyft fall sharply as fully autonomous ride hailer Waymo extends their reach. So Waymo's still hanging in there. I think they're all going to be crushed by Tesla robotaxis here shortly. But for the moment, Waymo's getting bigger, and that's not good for Uber and Lyft.
yeah. This area of competition is gonna get crazy, especially with the self-driving vehicles. I mean, that's happening. That's happening sooner than what more people think. I believe, but yeah, there it is. Big drop for both of them. I want to have Uber on my list. I prefer to trade Uber more than Lyft. So I think Uber's a much better stock to watch. Right now, volume 2.3 million, up 1.8. We have to see how the reaction is going to be today. But yeah, very big. I find it weird that that single headline caused this drop, right? Because we've seen others get in this sector, right, and try to do things, but I'm surprised that that one company's making both of them drop this much, right? So obviously a threat to
Well,
both of these guys.
yeah, Yama
Yep,
in the YouTube feed is mentioning full self driving 13 is out now, I think, and again, it's kind of the same thing. These are threats to Uber and Lyft. You know that the Tesla full self driving just keeps getting better. Waymo's still hanging in there, and obviously getting a
yeah,
bit bigger, and it's bad news for Uber and Lyft, who really haven't made the inroads in autonomous driving that I think people thought they would.
absolutely. And you got the guy, the head of Tesla, in the White House like he's the VP. I mean, whatever he needs, just get
Yeah,
it done. I mean, the next 4 years for him are going to be very crucial to put Tesla where it needs to be and all his
there's
policies. So he better take
There's gonna be a lot
advantage
of
of it, man.
conflict of interest claims coming up here soon, I'm sure.
Oh yeah. So yeah, so there it is. So that's obviously a big hit for Uber here. We'll be watching it. How it was going to trade. Let's see. As the volume comes in, especially after the market open. All right, what else, friends? I saw PLTR being mentioned as well in chat. Let's take a look at PLTR this morning. Just keeps grinding higher, man. PLTR keeps going higher and higher. Here's the market open yesterday. Didn't have a clean start, a little rough here, up and down, and eventually kind of did settle down. But yeah, it just keeps grinding higher. I can't say it's been an amazing trader in the pre-market. I mean, in the intraday, it hasn't been great, but a couple of decent breakouts here for POTR. But man, 73. I mean, this stock, after it gapped up in November, we spoke about this early this week, it just took off. Like it just never looked back. And we're up here at almost 75, at least trying to get there. Um, Interesting. Love the volume. I think it's worth watching. So I will put this on my list. PLTR might not stay there. It's a little, actually, I'd rather move Uber down sometimes. I think PLTR can trade much better than Uber. Uber's a hit or miss for me, guys. That's why I'm saying that. Uber is one of those stocks that, again, even with this drop today, it could just be complete chop and just go sideways. It's just the type of stock that this is. So hopefully not. Hopefully it's a play for us here. But we've seen this happen so many times on Uber. So it won't surprise me. All right, let's see what else, friends. I'm looking at chat. Let's check in what other tickers you guys like this morning. MSTR. Yeah, let's talk about Bitcoin. MSTR is up 2%, 1 million shares traded. Again, I think this was great yesterday. Let's take a look at Coin. Yeah, they're kind of settling down a little bit, up 2%, not much volume. Mara hasn't been all that hot either. 2 million, 2% as far as today. Yesterday, a lot of them just giving some of those gains back. So a little bit of a sell off, some weakness on all sides. I saw Riot on the gap up list today as well. So yeah, pick your favorites. They don't look too exciting right now at the moment, but they're always good to watch. Like you have to watch at least one of these just to stay in the zone and see, if anything trades well. MSTR, I think it's a good one to look at. And then you have the other one, which is going to be my favorite, either Coin or Mara. I'm going to go with Coin. I'm only putting them on a secondary because they look kind of quiet right now. We'll have to just keep a close eye on it and see when the volume comes in. Which one's on your list, John, out of these all these cryptocurrencies that we have?
I like trading coin the most, but it's
Okay.
not the friendliest. It has a big spread, and especially near the open, stocks always have bigger spreads as the volatility is higher when the market opens. As the day goes on, those spreads will almost always shrink. But I like coin the best. But most people like Mara. It's cheaper. The spread's much tighter. I don't know. I just don't have a lot of success with Mara because I'm always looking for those breakouts, and I find coin breaks out in a way I can predict for some reason a lot easier than I can Mara.
Yeah, yeah. I go back and forth with both of them. Coin for me, or for the last couple of weeks, has been slightly better. I think, but it all depends. I think it also depends on how they sit on the daily too. Like, so if Coin has a better daily possible breakout, it's better. If Mara does, that can be a better one. So it all depends on that too a little bit. All right, let's take a look. GameStop, we did see that on our gap up list. We didn't get to it, but we can look at it now. I think just the fun is over. I mean, this thing is $30 though, so it's not hanging out like at $5 here. It is $30, and it's just kind of being hanging. But I don't see anything explosive on it. I don't think it trades very well unless there's any major news coming out of it. But if all of November, you could see the candles getting a little bit cleaner. There's just not stuck like it did in October or going sideways. So that's no good. So there might be some opportunities, but for me, the way I trade, I mean, I don't see anything exciting on this one at the moment. I don't think there's any news on it, John. Right? Just overall market is
Oh
just
no,
moving it
there was
higher, I
news.
guess.
There was
Oh
news.
yeah, what do we have?
Roaring Kitty roared again. I forget exactly what he said, but he posted something. Yeah, GameStop jumps after cryptic post from Roaring Kitty rekindles retail hype. He posted a picture resembling a Time magazine cover from 2006 with a computer screen on the social media platform X. I don't get it. I'm too old to get
Yeah,
the
I don't
joke, I
know,
guess.
man.
But
He's done. That's it. Stop. You're look. You don't even got the power to move this up anymore like you did before. Like, come on, man. That's it. I think this is wishful thinking here. I don't know. I don't know. You know what? That live stream was such a disaster.
that was rough,
that
man.
it was
Some things are
such a
hard to watch.
disaster, man. That was it was very hard to watch. I was like, dude, just stop talking and cut this thing off. It was so
Yeah.
bad. Yeah, I don't think he has the juice anymore like he did. Yeah, I think he's lost some of his diamond friends uh loyalty there. So all right, I don't know. I don't know about this one. Dead cat jump. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Dead cat jump. All right. Moving down here. GameStop. Jordan is all about GameStop. But yeah, I'm not down with that. I don't see it. All right, let's take a look at what else, friends. SoFi. I see that being mentioned quite a bit here as well. SoFi. Let's take a look. It better be good because you mentioned it quite a bit. Uh, yeah, it's holding on to its daily level. We spoke about this yesterday, but yeah, I don't see anything great on it. So we will definitely skip on it for now. All right, friends. We got a good list though. We got SoundHound with 19 million. We got Tesla with 3.2. Amazon looking very nice here. Uber, a great day yesterday. Let's see what it does today. And then PLTR has some potential. I mean, this thing just keeps climbing higher and higher. So we got a really, really nice deck here. In our secondary list, we also have a bunch that look really good. So let's see what's happening in our community events and announcements. We got some pictures too, man. Let's throw these pictures out. Brent, let's get them. If you don't have them ready now, we could get them ready maybe after we're done with the announcements. We got some nice pictures of our team traveling and doing some fun stuff there in Colombia. So we'll pull those up after. But yeah, John, take us through our community events for next week.
Doing the whole week? Yeah. So we start every Monday with Brendan kicks off the entire week at noon, talking DOS Trader Pro setup and basics for new traders. So DOS is kind of the probably the most popular platform here in our community. So we like to help people learn their way through it. And Brendan is doing a great service offering that class every week on Monday at noon. So if you are an elite member, come on by and check that out. Actually, no, it's for everybody. Intro, basic. Everyone can go to the Brendan session. My bad. And then we have onboarding Monday night, every Monday night. Carlos usually delivers that. Perhaps someone else sometimes, maybe Mike. But if you're a new member to the community, if you're new to day trading, come on by the onboarding session for sure and learn kind of the basics of day trading and risk management and what your expectations can be from day trading stocks. On Tuesday, we move into our strategy webinars. We'll have a very popular one this coming Tuesday. Thor's going to be talking his Camaria pivot strategy. And that's if you want, check out Thor's book. It should be on Amazon. That's an entire book dedicated to that strategy. And then, so if you've read it or you're going to read it, check out the webinar Tuesday and kind of kludge all the knowledge together. And the following week, we have Lenny talking how to read the pullback and trade the ABCD. Very popular strategy, kind of like the way I trade. I'd trade like a late ABCD, I guess you would call it. But very popular setup. So it'd be fun to see Lenny's take on that strategy. Wednesday, we have our psychology webinars, which everybody needs to be attending. I always say the Tuesday night strategy stuff, very well attended. The psychology webinars, a little bit less, but we need to change that because psychology is such an important part of day trading. So this coming Wednesday, we have Wesley Altman talking lessons in discipline and impulse control. And then the following week, we have Dr. Vanessa, I'm going to say Charland, but it might be Charland. Trading Beyond Fear, Mastering the Psychology of Risk and Resilience. Very important topic. So that should be a really good session. Thursday, we move into, and we have one more thing on Wednesday. We have Nathan's Bookmap webinar. So Bookmap is a software for visualizing orders in the market, and it becoming more and more popular. People really, really find a lot of value in Bookmap. So Nathan will take you through the basics, or more than the basics of that software. And then Thursday, we move into our mentorship. I'll kick that off at 11 with new trader mentorship. And this is for elite members. And then Megan and Jared have the 2:00 options trading mentorship session, followed by the end of the day, afternoon mentorship with Lenny. That's actually after the close. So when everything settles down, he can really pay attention. Take it slow with Lenny. And then Thor ends it at Thursday night with his evening mentorship, Thursday at 8 p.m. So busy week as always. And if you'd like to join us here at Bearable Traders, there's a few ways to do that. Join us with just a basic monthly membership for $99. Gets you access to the live, the chat room, the onboarding sessions, and some of the basic courses, or bump up to an elite membership for $199 a month, or really go for the best deals, the elite annual or the platinum. What does the platinum offer now? We got 1 year full elite access, 3-month peak capital trading. Oh, you get a whole boot camp. Oh my goodness. So this is quite the deal. You get the $50,000 funded training account through the boot camp, 3 months of DOS simulator, weekly mentorship and webinars, the psychology coaching, the one-on-one psychology coaching session. Fantastic deal. With that boot camp thrown in there, that's a pretty nice offer. So hopefully we get some new members joining us.
All right, absolutely, friends. All right, let's take a look at some pictures. Here's our team having some fun down in Colombia as they're traveling to a new place. I don't know exactly where they're going, but there's Megan, and I see Mike. I see Andrew eating some spatelitos. Or what is that? Is that something or fruits? Pineapple? I can't tell what it is, but he's enjoying something there. Our boys at the airport. So as they get into their flight back to their new location, or to their new location. So awesome. Pina, there it is, John. So some pineapple for him. All right. Hopefully they're having a whole lot of fun, and I'm sure we'll see more pictures as they continue on their fun journey down in Colombia. All right, friends, let's get to, all right, just got a notification. Thor's going to be trading live for us this morning, so that's going to be exciting. Thor is a great trader, so looking forward to that. We have this watch list ready, so we'll get some levels in, and then we'll see what we have going on here. As far as traders, we need your watch list set up. So I only see Thor right now. Don't see anybody else. So moderators, get your watch list there so we can have those for everyone in just a second. All right, let's take a look at our levels. Soundhound this morning, tons of volume. Great day yesterday. It's got some good news behind it. So hopefully this kind of continues to trade good today. 1575 is the high of the pre-market. The low is going to be down at 1289. So once we do that, you're pretty much set here on Soundhound, especially towards the bottom. You have the highs and lows all the way down here, doing some good support for you, and you got the previous day close. Now, have we been higher? Do we have anything above 1575 on this? We do. I got a weekly up here, and let me see. I guess this is when the IPO. This was a fun time. Every IPO like shot up for no reason and then slammed back down. So this one, no different. Shot up all the way to 1814. That was like their second day of them, or the second week of them IPOing here. 1814 is the next level you have as far as anything above this 1575. So there it is on SoundHound. I loved the action yesterday, and that looks to continue today. I mean, this looks good, guys. That type of volume, 19 million right now. You got some positive momentum on whatever they're building here. This is Torchies, right? We mentioned this is the Torchies one. So
Torches
whatever they're
Tacos.
doing
Yeah.
there is working. Yeah. So shout out to Torchies Tacos, and yeah, let's see where it goes. All right, here's Tesla. Tesla towards the bottom. Tons of support, highs and lows for the last two trading. These are doing a great job. You had to break out above 360 yesterday. We are up again now, 2.2. And again, just the news, I'm sure with this full self-driving continues to improve. That's great news for Tesla. 378.86 is the high of the pre-market here. We are up 2.1 with 3.3 million, so that's nice. And then towards the bottom, the low of the pre-market is just slightly above the previous day close. We'll mark it anyway at 370.51 just to have it. And then as we go over to the left side here, when it's the last time we were up here, is going to be 2022. Man, we are getting pretty close to this. So 2022, this is going to be on a daily. We have 389, and we also have, we're going to mark it here 401. So this stock is jamming, man. It's doing pretty well. All right, let's take a look at Amazon. Amazon this morning stuck between the highs and lows of the last two trading days. I don't think you need to really add anything else. We are sitting at all-time highs, so you're as far as levels you're set on Amazon. There's nothing much you need to do there. Here's Uber with their big drop yesterday. High of the pre-market 66.60. The low of the pre-market down at 65.50. So once you do that, you have that covered. Towards the top, we're going to add 67.89. And once you do that, I think you're set, guys. You have the highs and lows from yesterday as well on there. And again, we'll see how it trades. Might be choppy. But again, after such a big drop yesterday, we might get some action today. So looking forward to that. PLTR towards the bottom, just tons of support because everything is towards the bottom here as this thing continues higher at 73 right now. Low of the pre-market 72.16, slightly above the previous day close. And then your high is over at 73.69, so a little bit higher, 73. Let's move this up right over here, 73.69. So there it is. That's your high of your pre-market. And then if we move to the left here, we are all-time highs on this one. We are, yes, all-time highs. Look at this monthly chart. Wow. 40 to 65, 65 to 73. I mean, this thing is on fire. So POTR on deck this morning, looking really nice. All right, that is our list right here: SoundHound, Tesla, Amazon, Uber, and POTR for me. And I see our moderators got their list ready, and I see Thor, I see John, you got your list, and Raf Silla. So let's go through that, and then Thor will be getting ready to trade live with us here.
Yeah, so Thor's going to be looking at the SPY and the Qs, and then within individual stocks, Meta and Tesla. Meta's been great too lately, so that's a good pick. I'm going to be looking at Tesla, NVIDIA, and Amazon, like I mentioned before. And we did have Raf chime in. He's going to be looking at NVIDIA, Mara, and SMCI. So short mod list because our mods are all gone. We don't know where they are.
Yeah. Yeah. They're out having fun as they should. All right. All right, so there it is, friends. That's what we have. Thor's gonna be logging on here in just a second, and we'll switch it over to him. As we wait for him, I see UNH being mentioned in chat. Yeah, we got the big drop yesterday with the news and all the stuff that's coming out now. That who knows what's real and what's not. We'll just have to wait and see how things develop. So, but yeah, it is. I don't know if it's gonna be heavily in play, but again, the news is not great, obviously. And I think they got a picture of the guy, right? And they have like NYPD posted some kind of picture of his face. Different jacket, different backpack, but people feel like he's is very close. At least the NYPD feels that is the guy that they're looking for. So we'll see how that goes. Thor, good morning.
Hey, what's up? Good morning. How are you doing, brother, man? I'm telling you, I haven't been able to follow as much of that whole, the CEO situation. But I mean, the more and more you watch that, I mean, it's pretty wild.
Yeah,
So I
it's
have been surprised that there hasn't been very much response from the stock price, really, for me. Like, not nearly as much as I would have expected in an event like that. So, I mean, kudos to the company for having, a strong enough financial, basically situation that people out there aren't, they aren't terrified by this, because there's quite a few companies out there that if something like this happened, I mean, everyone would probably lose immediate confidence in the company. And let's just hope that people don't. I mean, this is just the craziest thing you've ever seen. So no bueno, no bueno. Prayers for his family, and all of that from our side. So anyway, how's everybody else doing out there, man? How are you doing? What are you loving this morning? I kind of like Tesla and Meta, and of course the market, I think, is going to be spicy on our news this morning.
Yeah, I think so as well. But yeah, I'm looking at someone mentioned GameStop again. I keep looking to see if some kind of explosion happening, but there's nothing going on. So yeah, I'm not sure about that one. But yeah, I'm gonna hop off, guys. I'll let you and John run it here. I know you guys can go both to 10 because John also has something at 10. So we'll do live until 10 today, and then we'll call it a day, guys. So have a great weekend, guys. I'll see you on Monday. And trade safe.
Thanks, Carlos.
Great. John, what's up, bud?
Oh man, not much. I think it feels like it's gonna be a good day, but I always say Fridays are kind of my get kicked in the teeth day, so I got to be careful as well. But I am liking some of this. This Tesla thing's exciting. Amazon's exciting. What else did you had? You had Meta's fun too, man. All new all-time highs on Meta and Amazon. So
yeah, I've been trying to
good
kind of pick
breakout
like
stuff.
some tickers that like one that I think is going to set up like in the first like 5 or 10 minutes, then one that's like maybe sets up in like a half hour, and then one that sets up in maybe like an hour. So I've been trying to do a little bit better, because I've had some trouble lately where it's like all of my tickers look exactly the same. They all did exactly the same setup. I picked the one that didn't do it perfectly, so I didn't take it. And all of a sudden I was like, oh man, I missed them all. So I'm trying to get a little bit better at that.
Yeah, I had a red day yesterday, and there were so many opportunities, and I kept picking the wrong thing. And it wasn't always the wrong stock either. Like I picked Microsoft at the wrong time, and then it broke out perfectly later. I picked Amazon at the wrong time, and then it broke out perfectly later. So, say la vie. That's how it goes. Cut your losses and hold your winners. And so that's all we can hope for.
Facts, man. I know a lot of people have been crushing out there with some of the strategy sets you guys have been walking and breaking in there. I've been looking a lot at how that pairs with like initial balance range, so like breakouts after the 1 hour sets and stuff like that. There's some really strong data, like 80% level data that like supports some of that stuff you've got going on there. So I really like a lot of that stuff. We've been pairing some later buying plays with high of day breaks if it's after the first hour, I guess, continuation plays. And in this market, I've been getting some really good like plays that start like 3 hours into the day. You know what I mean? Like you're getting them at like 11:30 or noon, and they're just rallying till 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock. They're slow grinders, but they work really nice.
Yeah. Microsoft yesterday was incredible. What time did that break out at? Going back, I mean, it just on a single candle, it took off. It was 11:45, somewhere around there. You never would have been even red, and then you would have got a $5 move or something crazy, which is a lot for Microsoft, even though it's a $400 something stock. Yeah, something on the order of about $5. It's really hard to get a $5 move on Microsoft, but it gave it to you yesterday.
It's all you would need that day, that's for sure. So someone was asking about SPY over on the YouTube. Hi, everybody in YouTube Landia, by the way. Good to see you all. I know we've got some like significantly more exciting traders in here than John and I, so you don't see us as much as you see everybody else. So, John, obviously, he's so adept on the news, they bring him in on the pre-market. So I'm kind of just like, I'm in the back of the shop most of these days, just rolling behind the scenes. But for the SPY, one thing I really noticed is right out of the gate, a market maker really threw in some share. Like they really accumulated quite a few shares a lot of people would assume that just because the market maker takes on a lot of shares, that means that they're going to raise the price. It's not true. And actually, a lot of our market structure looks a titch weak right now. So I'm going to be really interested to see how we come into the open. We are in a lower range, and in that range is relatively tight. So I do think it's quite possible that, with the news we have today, which is news we've been waiting for, the market could do something spicy. But no assumptions. I'm tired of shorting this market before it's ready. So let's just hang out and make sure we see something convincing, and then we'll goof with it.
Somebody mentioned earlier, we got a little time here to help with technical stuff. Someone was saying their candles are squished in DOS. I'm just trying to scroll up to see who it was, but to that person, it was New Trader. What you more than likely your issue is there's a configuration setting for all your studies. Any study you put on a chart, whether it's a moving average, Camaria pivots, yesterday's high, whatever. Each study has these 3 settings. I think they are include information in the top left,
include in scale,
and then the other
That's
one
the
is
killer.
show the value on the x-axis. But it's the include in scale. So if you go to your studies, you have a price study which actually creates your candles. That one should have include in scale checked. All the others you can uncheck it. Some of them it doesn't matter, but just uncheck it anyway, and that should make your candles look nice.
So yeah, so look at AC. Check out my screen because I'm sharing in the BBT chat room right now. Like, look here. If you right click and go into your study config, and then find whatever your study is, and then under general, so you have to expand general. It's right there. You don't want that checked. Like I have this checked here because that's my candles. Right. But other than that, if you go to any of the other studies, right. So if you come down here and like you do, VWAP here, pop that open, you want that box blank. Because if you leave that in there, it does all kinds of weird things. Ooh, Amazon just hit my scanner. Oh yeah, here we go.
NS36
cool,
looking for someone's looking for a post of can someone post a book map for Tesla? I'll tell you what it looks like. I'm just gonna guess. There's a big order at 380. Now someone posted.
I'll show it. Wait, John, you say what it is, and then I'm gonna show it. He just said big order at 380. Okay, here we go. And he's a winner, ladies and gentlemen. He's like a prophet. It's incredible. It's the most amazing thing I've ever seen. There's literally a giant order at 380 and nothing.
I call that the fat.
Oh, nice. AC. AC's got his chart fixed there, John. So very happy now.
Nice. Awesome. Yeah, well, you're always going to see orders. They're bigger orders at $5 levels, bigger orders at $10 levels, big orders just at dollar levels. But yeah, 380. You just know 380's got to be big because it's teasing it. And everyone's wondering, is it going to hit that next big decade level? So, and I hope it does.
I'm really hoping it runs into 380, giant VPA buying climax, and then squeezes a little higher, 380, let's call it 382-ish, and then dumps. And I'm going to be in it when it happens. That's one of the plays I'm looking for. But it's probably not going to set up for 45 minutes. So I'm going to be very boring. But that's one I really like. So I think it could be cool. It'll be epic if it happens.
Oh, Amazon's dropping.
So, Michael, if there's a big order 380, what does that mean? We got 2 minutes to the open, but real quick, generically in the market, you can just think of value as over time with volume, price moves to size, right? So large orders will attract the price over time if there's volume, right? If there's not volume, large orders can repel the price as we run down the weaker side of the book, right? Which technically means there's more volume on the bid. So we're running down the soft side of the book, right? So whenever you're seeing large orders, generically, that is intention to move up into those large orders. The only thing you have to pay attention to is, are they buying and is there enough volume, right? And if those answers are yes, you're most likely going long. And you'll notice this with Andrew's trading quite a bit. You'll hear him say, oh, we've got large asks up there. We've got large asks up there. And then he's hammering long and you're going, wait a minute, why is he longing into those large sellers? Well, that's because those large sellers are going to attract the price, right? So yeah. All right, people, we're going to open here in about 25 seconds. John, good luck, brother. Let me know if you see anything interesting out there, because I don't know. We'll see what happens. I think I'm going to be boring for a little bit at the open.
I usually don't trade in the first 5 minutes. Tesla or maybe Tesla could change my mind on that this morning. We'll see. But I'll be watching. I got my top 12 here, and for the first 15 minutes, I'm all visual on that, and then after about 15 minutes, I'll start to set alert. Here we go. Initial drop on Tesla. Let's see if that springs back. I like to watch what is opening with strength right off the bat. So the SPY and the Qs are opening a little. Well, they're trying to open a little strong.
So it's representing that way, but it's actually not good. That buy was insanely absorbed, and then as they tried to push, nothing came in with it. So right now, that actually was not a very good effort by our market makers to push. I mean, I'm not saying they're not going to, but that was a very poor effort indeed. Let's see if they do a little bit better in the second minute. One of those reasons why it's good to wait a few minutes, right, John? Because it lets you kind of see how they bounce around for a little bit. But that was, I mean, it does look like they're buying more than they're selling right now. But man, what a poor effort that was as they tried to push. But let's see what happens. One thing I've noticed is we haven't really made it to any significant monthly levels, like R4 for Qs, which is way up at 526 still. So we could technically still be a little strong today. You never know.
Tesla held yesterday's high. Ooh, as I say that, never mind. It did for a microsecond. Oh yeah, Lululemon might be in play today. Thanks, Will. Yeah, I forgot about Lulu.
I'm watching Meta here, off my watch list for a short. Lower range R3, wide range.
NVIDIA's coming up here. Going through the high it had set, and it's hitting PDC, tough level. And Microsoft looks like it rejected yesterday's high to the penny. People are always asking what strategy should they trade, especially when we work with people in boot camp. I always say, take those yesterday high rejections. You probably won't do badly. I think.
You know, John, just to confirm what you're saying there, I use. We've been working on a new study for TOS that actually measures the cams every single day. And because what we had happening a lot is what people would call what we called like a neutral day, where basically like you couldn't really tell if it was a higher range or a lower range. And I was like, that can't happen that often. Well, sure enough, it happens all the stinking time. Right. And what's amazing though is for that to happen, the high and the low of the day, like its ATR has to be exactly the same that day. And so what you're saying right there, 100% accurate, because, in order for that to happen, it would have to happen more often than not,
Right.
Wow.
The nice thing about too, I almost took Meta there and I didn't. It popped nicely. The nice thing about rejections of yesterday's high is, man, like you get some big moves. If you really hold, that might be the highest it goes all day, because that's how daily resistance is formed. Shoot, I was gonna take that Meta. That would have been a nice trade. All right, what else?
I'm still hanging. Nothing's really gotten exactly where I want or gave a convincing of enough signal for me to get in yet. I liked where Meta. I was looking at it for a short because I liked that it seems a little oversold on the daily, and it also there was some large orders to the downside, and it was in more of a selling range for me, but it didn't show the right volume, so for me to take a position on it, so I came off of it. So, which I guess was a good decision because that thing just yoinked.
I'm long NVIDIA, and I may be out of this very quickly before I even finish this sentence here. It's got to push immediately because I don't let stocks this early mess around. So if it comes anywhere back near that little green triangle that just went on my screen, I'm getting out.
I like Amazon.
There's a level up above 145.80 above. I'm seeing if it'll leap up there. Barely green. There. I'm out. So I just gave that about 30, 40 seconds. Actually, it feels like a very long time this early. Like I'm really in and out pretty quick. So that was NVIDIA in at 145.44 and out at 45.
Hmm.
And I'm setting an alert on Meta. Let me check Meta here. High of 614 exactly. I like that. I'm going to set an alert at 613.39, and we'll see if that thing makes a push for that high.
I like NVIDIA here, actually, maybe for a short.
Yeah, it's trying to hold the pre-market high right now. It doesn't look very strong, though.
It's just under 2 days ago's high. Or sorry, yeah. So it's in a really interesting spot, and it's right at R3 in a lower range, which for my strategy is one of my shorting locations. The order book also has some orders heavier to the downside. That are filled in really nicely, so it kind of looked like it was ready. All right, here we go. I am short NVIDIA. Entry was 145, like 45. Stop is 147.25. I need to move down to like 144, basically. We'll see how it goes.
I'm long Amazon here. It's not behaving as nicely as I'd like. 222 is going to be pretty tough here. I'm just barely in the green. I'm in at 221.78, and it's just hovering above my entry. The volume's dropping here, and it's not going up. I'm getting out of that too. Shit. Oh, excuse me. Delete that YouTube.
Mute button.
Too late.
Admonish.
Oh man, I think it's gonna go.
You got us removed.
Damn.
So here's you guys can, in BBT, you can see my trade.
This is why I can't live trade. We're going to get demonetized every time. There it goes.
No, I think that one's one of the ones that are okay. Right? You can say that one. That's just like science.
Yeah, what are the rules, Brent? Can you give me a list of profanity I can say? And how many times I can say it?
That's a good question. I'm not sure.
Brent, don't ask me this question.
Is it language specific? I feel like is important.
I don't think so. I think we're listed as a program that's not meant for kids. So,
Nice.
um, as
See,
long
we're
as we
golden.
have certain tags, we should be fine.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Andrew talked about microdosing mushrooms on here.
Oh, Andrew has said far worse
Woo, there
things
we
than
go.
any of you two.
Come on now. Let's sell. Come on, NVIDIA. Get down through the open price. Oh, Peter's on
Well,
vacation, and all HR complaints must be hand delivered. And he's in South America right now without a phone. So sorry.
Yeah.
John can say whatever he wants now. So good luck, people. Daddy's away. Children are gonna play. Come on, NVIDIA. Let's do this. That's some pretty good selling that came in there. Really started distributing pretty well. I like that we have some orders leading into 144 here. So if they keep doing what they're doing, why is that changed colors? Good grief. Well, now I'm gonna get them backwards.
that meta alert I set earlier just went off, so it's approaching its high. Might be something here. We're going to see if some more volume can come in here.
Do not buy the open price, you stinkers.
I'm just going to say any profanity is used for educational purposes. So we're covered.
Nice. Are you not entertained?
For like so.
Oh,
like,
now
you,
that's
like,
copyright. Thanks, Thor.
This is how you say the
And that's the violation.
That's what they care about.
Now we're demonetized. Oh, look at how weak sauce the volume was there. Come on. You know you don't want to buy the open price. How are you people over in YouTube Landia? You're quiet on me today. I know we don't have Brian here. It's hard not to like without Brian. I understand. We're so boring. You getting your paper trade on, Ricardo? They're waiting for more profanities. They're just like standing by. Hilarious.
Well, buckle up because I'm trying Amazon again, so I might be dropping some profanity here in a second. I can probably deliver that for you.
Oh, that's great.
Did not get the greatest fill on Amazon, but I liked how it held yesterday's high to the penny. It looks like, and then went right back for the high through the pre-market high, which I think is kind of bullish. So it's green at the moment, but we need to get 223 here. Get a push. Go break that 223.
If I get squeezed out of this NVIDIA short, which is beautiful, I will be personally offended. I may actually use profanity. I'm just kidding.
Break it. Oh, no. 223 is now the actual high. 223, there it goes. All right, partial on Amazon at 223 basically. And I'm throwing a hard break-even stop on this. And damn, smashing back down on me.
Ooh, higher range R4. It's a really interesting inflection point here. If it breaks up from here, things can certainly get interesting on this one from here. Let's look at Amazon's order book. You know, the order book looks pretty strong.
I just barely got saved. My stop's at 60 and it hit 68. I don't usually get lucky like that. Come on, baby. Break 223.
Let's see. A lot of absorption met by selling, some buying, some more selling. I mean, it's right there. It's a really critical inflection point. It's really interesting. I'm just not looking at NVIDIA right now. Because if yours goes up, mine probably goes up, which means I'm not going to win. It's okay.
I'm actually going to add to this if I see that bid get up at the high of day, but that has to happen first. But I could add and then quickly throw my stop at the new break even, which will be a lot tighter than it is right now. But I think it can be moved.
It's just where my Eli, it's just where my 4-to-1's at. I ran my stop up at like 2 days ago. What is this? Like 2 days ago's high. I assume there's like got to be like a tertiary order sitting there or something like that. So if it goes up through that, then I'm wrong.
My stop's a little tighter now than I kind of wanted. So I did add to this, hoping it's going to run over that 223.13. It's just hovering there. So now my stop's much tighter at 222.85 for break even.
There's more bid on NVIDIA. Come on, baby.
There it goes. Give me 223.50.
Oh, yeah. There you go. It's pushing now. I tell you, order book looked good for yours. It had some nice orders up there. You can see they're actually tearing in some more orders to try and connect you to 224.
Okay. Not the best partial. I partialed at 223.39. I was trying to get above 40, but that'll work. Adjusting my
Really
stop
great.
now. Yeah, new position size adjustment.
Do you use a trail of any kind, like once it gets breaking for you, John? Are you using like a trail?
Only if it lasts like a really long time. Like if it becomes, so some of these trades are over in seconds and some last hours. And if we get into the hourly length of time, like I will start to trail usually to lock in some profit at some support level that is interesting. But at the moment, what I'm doing is averaging up and, not down. Everyone knows what that is, but averaging up. So, when I do that, it brings my new break even up higher. So the break even is trailing it, if you can picture that.
I like that. I like the idea of averaging up with your trade and, once it's done, just getting out of it. That's cool. I like that.
It's really your what was your hockey, the free roll, it's the same concept.
I started to realize that I'm just like really like I'm surprisingly bad at judging momentum, much better at ranges. So I just I stopped using the free roll as much because of that. But it's still fun. I still like it every now and again. Man, look at you go. Look, they're bringing in more now at 224.25. And we have bid now stepping in at 220. Here we go. Look at that.
So I partialed at 223.92. So now I don't have many shares left, but enough that matters. So,
you still have. All right. So right now, I think you can go as high as 225. So leave a couple on, because you have a really, really large 225, and then you'll hit, if you're looking at my screen, this pink dotted line here is the remaining upside left in the ATR for Amazon today. So once you get to 225.25, you'll have run your ATR today, right, to the top side. So it really won't be worth holding much more. Or if you get a really big volume signal, which that was. Look at the volume signal on Amazon. Whoa! Yeah, buddy.
That almost stopped me out. So my stop's at 222.85. That came down to 223. Wow. Interesting drop there. Are you seeing the SPY?
That's a biggie. It's cooking. Off. It's just ripping. It's really off to the races. I still think you could get a little more push here, but that is kind of a reversal signal. Maybe not right now, but maybe 5, 10, 15 minutes from now. You know what I mean? I think they still could try and push the ATR a little bit more.
I totally agree
about it.
Yeah, 225 is a good target, but if I see like some abnormal spike, in price and almost like what happened to the downside, but that happens to the upside, I'll take what it gives me on the upside, even if it's not quite 225.
Yeah, brilliant.
225 is going to be a big level. Again, it's kind of like, go look at Bookmap. There's a big order at 225. I can tell you right now. Giant lights.
I've got it up on my screen right now, John. You can, it's there.
Yeah.
So that's one of the interesting things, there's a kind of this analogy that I use because, I did a little music stuff in college. And one thing I learned was I could actually learn music two ways, right? You could play music by looking at it and play music by listening to it and just replicating. So you don't even really need bookmap as much because you've seen bookmap enough and you've seen order structure enough that you're just like, at this point, you can basically just say, I imagine there's a large order sitting right there. And sure enough, there is. So that's pretty awesome. I love that.
So what I can do right now, this is something I commonly do. I know my average cost right now for Amazon is $222.85. I have a calculator to calculate what if I double my position at 224.20, which if I did that, say I pay at 224.20, that'd be about when the bid was crossing over the high a day. If I double my position, my new average will be 223.52. So I already know that ahead of time. And then I can kind of gauge, like, do I think that's a good place to have a stop? I'd actually like it a little lower because I'd like it below the $0.50 level. Or if I see the lowest point it's dropped to recently was 223.44. So it actually could be kind of nice to just be just below that if it held for that some specific reason. So what I could do is adjust and say, well, I'm not going to quite double my position. What if I add X many shares? Yeah. If I almost double it, I can get my stop down to 223.43, which would be below that particular price. So this is something I tend to do when I have a little bit of time to think, and I think I might want to average up again. Sounds harder than it is. It's not difficult.
I don't know. I'm confused right now. I'm just gonna say it.
It's just a weighted average.
I look like this girl right now. I look like this girl in the meme right now. This is me listening to John. Thank goodness for hotkeys. I actually kind of stink at math, so which wouldn't surprise a lot of people. Here you go. Here you go. They're going to try and push a little bit now. Let's see if we can get all the way to that ATR. I'm really enjoying this Amazon trade. I'm just I probably should be doing my own stuff right now, but I'm just waiting to lose this NVIDIA trade at some point. Ray, exactly.
Oh shit, I missed it. Okay. Well, I'm not adding to my position now because it popped too high.
A lot of volume again. Amazon here.
Oop.
So, but I mean, it's good, man. It's good. I mean, it's not volume. I don't know if I'd say it's necessarily stopping volume yet, though. I still think 225 is doable. Still fits the ATR. Still fits the cams. You know, I'd expect my R6 which is where I'd expect a reversal to start setting up here, is right with ATR, right at 225 and a quarter. It'd be a pretty sweet spot. So
that's not a good sign, that pop and that rejection, but let's see if we can regain some traction here.
I mean, you're a little extended from your averages and stuff like that, but I think if it starts to sell, I don't think it'll recover. I think they got to push it now. If they don't push it now, it probably just gonna be a little mo pain. All right. Yeah, Johnny and YouTube, exactly. I'm kind of the same way with that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm maybe not like the greatest at math, but I'm really, really good at pattern recognition. So.
All right, I'm doubling the position, actually, so a bit of a YOLO here. Let's see if it works. The new stop's 223.51, so it's a little higher than I wanted, but it's been a good trade so far, so I can be a...
Dude, you're paid, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I still think you're good. So, but I mean, even if it does at this point, I mean, you know, I run really wide positions, but I don't know if I've seen what I think it's going to take for this thing I think they want to get a little higher. But they're starting to build a bookend below you a little bit now. So I do think they're going to do it. So it's a matter of time, I'd imagine. But right now, not so bad.
I have a good record with averaging up the first two. The third one is always the troublesome one because then it just starts to get extended.
That's like the third, playing the third halt.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this is actually the second though, so this is still. You can treat me well. Yeah, it's exactly what it is. It's like, yeah, the third halt. Don't do it. Meta broke out nicely. They're bringing the bid up. So
still just hanging out here. Come on. I don't even care that I'm going to lose a trade here. I want to see this Microsoft one work. Come on, let's go. You got a little more in you. You know you do. Not too much, like enough to actually stop me out on Nvidia. I'd be perfectly okay with it popping a little bit more so our guy can hit one more like little partial, a little profit here, then tank.
Come on.
Just saying, it may be nice. Make everybody happy. Oh, snap. Thank you, David. Just a little heads up for everyone in YouTube landia. In like 5 minutes, we're going to have Michigan consumer sentiment. Doesn't always make things too spicy, but it can make things spicy. So just kind of keep an eye on that. Speaking of spicy, Amazon has taken some pretty big sell orders right there.
Yeah. That 224.30 level is just it's too tough. Market's rolling over a little bit here. That's not going to help things. Let's see how hard it is to get back through 224 if it can. As before that was getting resistant.
Sorry, YouTube folks, other than being mildly entertaining, I haven't really given you much trade-wise. I'm still holding Nvidia, and it's kind of like it hasn't been kind enough to put me out of my misery. So, but who knows? Maybe I'm just hanging out and waiting. So maybe it'll still work.
Oh, I'm getting close to getting stopped out. Come on, Amazon.
It's a good trade, man. Really good grab, good break. Got some good plays on it. Not a bad Friday. I might be your Friday good luck charm. I'm just saying.
Yeah. It's nice to have a green trade on Friday, that's for sure.
I'm still holding it. Here, I'll put it back up. You can see me get stopped out of it if it ever happens. I'm still holding this same trade. You know, BBF, I love it. It's always fun to be in here. We're blessed to have a diverse mod core that can trade the opens, and often because my my trading style is a little slower, as you can see these days. It doesn't make much for excitement. So. But you can see me taking an hour to get it stopped out, or half hour to get stopped out from the looks of this thing. Come on, did Microsoft start to push? It's kind of struggling a little. Oh, not Microsoft. What would Meta, I mean?
I know I'm going to get stopped out here, and it's really drawing out the process, and it's really taking me off.
I love that. It's like messing with you.
It is.
Amazon,
I know I'm going to get stopped out. Do it, Amazon. Stop me out. End the misery. about to drop hard. I can feel it.
It's actually a cricket, Samed. I'm sorry. I wasn't prepared to. I didn't know I was going to trade this morning, so I didn't have time to move my my chameleon's tank or terrarium out. I have it on wheels, and I'll unhook everything and roll it out normally these days when I know it's going to happen. So not only is my trading boring, I come with my own boring sound effects.
You should show him off. Have him in the background.
So, oh, he's a curmudgeon. Like, he hates me. I've had him for like 5 years and he still hates me. Like, I pick him up and he lets me pick him up, but he just hisses the whole time. It's hilarious. But I can show you guys maybe next time I'm on. I can show you guys. I have a pretty good size albino boa. That's pretty cool. Or sorry, ball python. That's pretty cool. I think you guys would like. So I can show you that. So anyway, what you gonna do?
You have a python, Thor?
A ball, yeah.
God.
She's cool.
I wouldn't be able to sleep.
You know, there's a thing about it that's pretty hilarious. Like, you do know, like, just by looking at her, it's like, I think she's really cool. She would eat me if she could. Like you could just tell. It's like she's this animal has no love for me whatsoever. But it's really cool. And tactile, I really like them a lot better, and they're surprisingly cleaner than you would imagine. So, and that's one of the things I like about them is that, you know, I like oddly enough, that tactile sensation better. And then they're quite clean and easy to take care of. Like if I go out of town for a week, you know what I mean? I don't need to hire a sitter. I just toss a whole bunch of crickets in and call it done. Well, not for the python, but
yeah, if it ever gets too much work, you can just drop her in the Everglades, right? She'll fit right in.
Already out there. That might be where I got her. You never know. They might have just paid me to go. I might have been hunting tags and just said, you know, this one's a keeper. All right, everybody out there in YouTube landia. It is 10 o'clock, and unfortunately, because I didn't know I was going to trade today, so I didn't clear my calendar. So I've got to roll. I think John, are you hanging, or do you got some stuff going on too? Yeah, I hear background music.
No, I hear music.
We're just going to end it, but we think
we're rolling out, people.
Yeah.
So everybody out there, please toss us a little thumbs up, a little like action as we're on our way out, especially if you want John and I to hang out more often. This might have been the most fun you've ever had. It's possible. And if it was, make sure you throw a like. If not, you know, everyone will be back soon. So, but we appreciate you, and we hope you all have a great trading week, and we will see you all on next week. John, a lot of fun trading with you today, man. That was quite enjoyable, and we'll keep an eye on Amazon. I still think we can make it. So let's see what happens.
Yeah.
I'll talk to you later.
Thanks for jumping on, Thor.
Later, brother. Bye.